hear the board here for one.
Again, I emphasized this last time I was here. There are no limitations in this rule, none whatsoever. Throughout the entire process of drafting this rule, the number one priority for the board was ensuring that legitimate patients would not be harmed in this as best we could. Now, in my discussion with a number of doctors and a number of doctor groups, the issue that continually came up was not 2.4. It was not documentation. In fact, documentation and the issue of documentation, this week is the first time I've ever heard anything related to a documentation issue as it pertains to this rule. The reason is because Rule 2.6 and Regulation 19 already contemplate everything that's in 2.4. So if you are treating a chronic pain patient and have been for some time, you already fall within 2.6 and 19. So 2.4 doesn't add anything regarding that. The time it takes from what the pain management specialist that I spoke to is the actual visit. It's not the documentation. And again, he stressed, you're already doing, or you should have already been doing this documentation. And if you haven't been doing this documentation, you are not practicing up to the standard of care, period. The PEMP is the number one reason that this physician and other physicians have told me is the reason that they are reducing their prescribing dramatically. There was a report card that was issued to practitioners in April by the Prescription Drug Monitoring Program. That has had a dramatic effect on prescribing. I would say across the board from every physician that I've spoken to, including pain management specialists, have all said they're going to start reducing because they don't want that report card, their number or whatever grade you get on that report card, they don't want that to be at the highest level. So I think there are a lot of forces that are working on this. And incidentally, I asked the Prescription Drug Monitoring Program to run a report for me for the time period of January 1st of 17 to the end of June of 17, and then for the same time period in 2018. Both time periods, 2.4 is not even in effect. And the number of prescriptions written for opioids reduced 258,755. That showed me that 2.4 doesn't have anything to do with what is already happening, which is a dramatic reduction. And I was told by the pain specialists expect an even greater reduction in the second half of this year, now that those Prescription Drug Monitoring Program reports have come out. I understand what Senator Rice is saying, and I think the medical board is very concerned about the legitimate pain patients that are going to be caught up in this net that I think is been cast out, perhaps too broadly, but it is kind of where we're at now. And that's why at 2.4 that it's very careful not to add limitations. It set benchmarks that if you're going to prescribe to a certain level, then you have to be aware that you need to do a couple extra things rather than just the person came at one time. So that's where we're at. So
what I heard you saying, are you telling me with the things that's basically already going to affect, if 2.4 doesn't pass, it's not going to make any difference because things they've already taken the initiative to do it?
Well, 2.6, the time frame on that is 6 months, and 19 deals with pain management clinics. So 2.4 captures those before the 6 months. But if you've been, for the most part, what the people we've been talking about, which are the chronic pain patients, that they would be in 2.6 and 19. But this does capture the people that are before the 6 month mark and defines excessive, which was what was in 2.4.
Would you clarify the statement you made a minute ago that you hadn't heard anything about the extra documentation and paperwork
Until this week.
through all the testimony?
I haven't heard from
Again,
doctors.
I didn't ask for somebody to spend $1,600, but in that testimony, you're not aware of anybody talking about that?
None of the doctors that testified at the board meeting mentioned documentation. that I remember. I haven't gone back and reviewed the transcript, but since we had that public hearing in April, I have received one phone call or one concern about an increased level of documentation that's required. I've heard things like there are increased things that they need to do within that visit, but not documentation.
Let me state, as I did previous, thank you for reaching out, responding to me for the office when I requested information in meeting. And Mr. Chair, I've got a motion at a proper time after other discussion.
Do you want me to respond to the FOIA issue, the $1,600?